Welcome to the PARODY, where we tally up the victims in our favorite media. I'm Chelsea Rose, and today we're looking at the pilot episode for the amazing Digital Circus, released in 2023. Digital Circus is something I feel like I don't need to explain at this point, even though it was released last year. But for the purpose of doing this series too, I'll do it. The Amazing Digital Circus was created by Gooseworks, a former Newgrounder, current YouTuber and music creator I previously made the Little Rumbo short in 2019.
Oh, and she was also the person who created the Blue Channel video in 2021.
However, this is probably her biggest venture yet, which is why it became a co-production with Glitch Productions, who are probably one of the biggest hopes for animated content at the moment. Glitch was created by Kevin and Luke Literature, previously as a home for their series Meta Runner and their SMG4 spin-off series Sunset Paradise. Since then, it has somehow already amassed some of the biggest web series, including this one and Murder Drones, which I have also covered in almost its entirety, although that'll change next week. The series is teased throughout 2022 and 2023, with character teasers that actually proves the concepts for how the show's animation style would generally play out. The pilot was released October 13th, 2023, and I can't stress this enough, blew up! Just a month later, the pilot already racked up 100 million views, and as of now, just about a year later, it's sitting at 350 million. The popularity has reached internationally, where it's now the Nendroids and even the manga? What? However, if you're expecting something absolutely mind-blowing out of a show, and especially the pilot, you might want to hit up something else, because although I really like this show, it isn't earth-shatteringly crazy. Although credit where credit's due, I can see why it's already become a sensation. The show follows the nonsensical adventures of a few digital, I guess human characters, all led by the sheer perfection that is the Ringmaster Kane. They embark on these adventures at the risk of insanity, and not that of the inanimate kind. While they may seem normal, all of them have some sort of underlying issue going on. Well, all except Jax. He's kinda an asshole for the hell of it. As a pilot, it could do better at setting up what kind of world we're truly dealing with, but as it is, it serves as a great point to bounce off from for the remainder of the season. There's plenty of wacky moments, but also a level of emotion that I can appreciate. It's a little everywhere, but isn't that really what a circus is to an extent? It's going in all sorts of different places rapidly, and to that end, it captures that feeling masterfully. If we touch this digital adventure...
Don't touch me!
Oh, I can't do that. Well, shit. Will this digital adventure make us feel dizzy with deadly mishaps? Let's find out and get to the kills. The series begins with a low-quality landscape and a title card. Our quality becomes higher as we meet the host Kane. He's the ringmaster and your bitch, whose purpose is to get wacky. He also has a co-host for the occasion, Bubble, voiced by Gooseworks herself. They slingshot us into the main theme, which brings us the main characters and the fun atmosphere the circus should have. In the middle of the theme routine, a new jester pops up in the circusy. Yeah, they have that. She is, to say the absolute least, really confused. Instead of redoing the theme song, Kane is floored to hear a new person is in the realm of the circus. This newbie tries getting out of Wes Craven's new nightmare, but this Raggedy Ann's raggedy ass tells her that it's tea for everyone. New girl makes it team for team, but Kane tells her she can't make our circus into a hotel from hell. Aside from becoming that one video, anything is possible here. After the audio editor tests out every wacky sound effect they could find, she asks how to leave. Well, I got some bad news for you.
You can't.
Oh, shut up, Jax! Right off the bat, I gotta appreciate how much they devoted to making Jax unlikable. From episode 2 and beyond, it ended up working a little too well. A part of that definitely has to do with the performance by Michael Kovac. He was, of course, previously on the parody as N in Murder Drones. Since that role, he's been in whatever indie project you could think of, most recently in Ellis Mark's Catching Up. Since she can't leave the circus, it's now the new norm for her. She always panics about the news, but puts on a veil of joyousness, acting like she's sitting back for the circus of her dreams. No shocking scenes are allowed right now, as Kane has to give her a house tour. The place she just spawned inside of was the tent. That's where a majority of our time in the series will be. Outside of our grounds, where there are more fun activities. But oh ho ho, that's not all ho. Next is the void. The void is where nothing ever happens. Nobody goes out there. So that's all, except for...
Hello, Kane. I love you.
Let's get out of here before the moon gets frisky.
On the way back, she sees an exit door, throws up black goop on the circus floor, and tries to tell the others about it, but they just chalk it up to digital hallucinations. One thing she hasn't experienced here is her name. She's forgotten it, but with the help of Kane, his beady guidelines, and her Rick and Morty eyes, they come up with one by going gambling. First option, dang it, can't be a marketable name in any case, so do it again. Second option, oh yeah, the character Pomni has officially been created. The character of Pomni is by far one of the more iconic characters, if not the most iconic character aside from Kane. A simple part of this has to do with her simple cartoon character design, just the plain old jester. Being the protagonist also helps with that. Another part of it may also have to do with the performance by Lizzie Freeman, who's already done glitch work beforehand, such as SMG4. Jax was right, we should have an adventure with Pomni! There may be hazardous, dangerous elements, but also some—
Ow! You parasite!
I did this before when that other bubble got popped, so this bubble will also go onto the count as well. Bonus points, this bubble's the first kill. Considering Pomni's a freaking noob, the first adventure will be simple and in-house, much to Zubal's dismay. Adventure number 1, gather the gloinks! While he tries to explain, he gets interrupted by Bubbles, so he's also responsible for another digital murder. Gloinks are these small dudes, who are also diagnosed with a bit of kleptomania. It's up to you to stop them too. Have fun! Pomni doesn't know the occurrence that just occurred. Ragamuffin tells her that the adventures are to prevent them from going insane! Zubal doesn't want a part of this and f***s off, but all of her parts are immediately stolen by the gloinks. Jax also doesn't want to get involved, but it's more like he doesn't want to help. The next target for the gloinks are Kinger's pillars for his fortress. Ragamuffin and Pomni join forces to check on Kaufmo, another person we, saw in the beginning. Kinger isn't that thrilled, considering last he saw Kaufmo, he was going insane! It thinks it's also happening to Pomni. Pomni agrees to do so, as long as she can ask Kaufmo about the thoughts in her head.
She still thinks this is a dream.
Jax quickly gets tired of the gloinks, and since he can't comfortably see people get harassed anymore, he forms teams. He joins Ragva and Pomni while he links up Gangle and Kinger. In the living quarters, Ragva explains their purpose to Pomni. Turns out, Pomni's room has already been generated. Pomni wants to know why the others don't just decide to leave. Short answer, eventual insanity. Ver's ramblings lead the three over to Kaufmo's room.
Thank goodness this is all a dream, right, Pomni?
I don't think she was paying attention, guys. Kaufmo won't answer, so Jax brings out the room key. He also, apparently has everybody's keys. Okay, Jax. Not weird at all. They enter his room, but finds out it's a little worse for wear. And that's just an understatement. He's been turned into a low-poly monster. Also, look at this freaky Kane on the wall here. Jax leaves basically as soon as he enters the room, so now Ragval and Pomni are left to see his abstracted form. I don't know whether or not I should count abstractions as skills, but since there's basically nothing of the Kaufmo we, quote-unquote, knew left, the kind of vague rules will allow me to Kaufmo. Kaufmo corners Ragamuffin against the wall, and while she tries to fix things, he just turns her into the ragdoll she, to be honest, is. While she's glitched out, Ragamuffin tries to get Pomni's help, but since it also glitches Pomni, she runs off. A short chase ensues, and it ends when Kaufmo breaks into the circus itself. With him gone, she heads back into the living quarters. In the other plot, Gangle and Kinger look down an open hole. It's where all Zubal's pieces get carried into. Jax gets to them both and reassures that Kaufmo is totally fine. They kind of believe it because they didn't get to see his kill graphic. In fact, why Jax went down there was to get this bowling ball to drag all three of them onto a fun slide that ends with some bowling in Jax's spare raid. Down here, there's a big thing. Pomni makes her way back to Ragamuffin, where while still hurt/glitched, she's still okay enough to tell Pomni that she's, well, okay. She also apologizes to Pomni that her first day in the circus had to be such a freaking bummer, man. With their friendship and, in several headcanons, girlfriendedness cemented, Pomni goes off to search for the Tattertooth. She goes on a search through several wacky doors that have fists, the habitat of Steve Zissou, and a Carna spiral. Oh, and this Jump King scare. In the distance, she hears and eventually sees Kaufmo, and another pursuit begins. Back in the Gloink's natural environment, the Gloink Queen is mad about all the traitors in her midst. Fun fact, she's voiced by Elsie Lovelock, Uzi and Murder Drones. The three find Zubal soon after, and since Jax got annoyed by her, the Tremors decision is made for Kinger to lose his hands.
Oh.
Pomni looks for a hiding spot and runs into a mirror where she finds what she now looks like. She finds a barrel and opens it for 4 toy monkeys to escape. The barrel strategy works, and she's able to hide from and distract Kaufmo. Maybe we're a little too good at distractions though. And also yes, the toy monkey counts. It's just whatever in this place. She gets away from him and runs into the exit door she's been ever so worried about. It's a whole mess of hallways and storage rooms, and now it's gone! And so is the life of this Gloink. Gloink Queen is less happy about the heightened saturation in her home. While she goes on her ignored Gloinkish manifesto, Kaufmo enters from the roof and frees Zubal from her bodily prison.
Oh, thank God you're okay. You didn't experience a game show in there, did you?
You know, maybe Jax was right about Kinger being a little bit, cuckoo. Still a good character, though.
Oh, and he just beats up the Gloink Queen. I I'll just count that as a kill. With the resolved issue unresolved, they find a magic spawny escalator to de-escalate the stakes. Back to Pomni, she's still running through the exit door hall. Hey, animator, could you put some cool camera angles here? Oh, perfect, just what I wanted.
Another door! Another door! Another door!
It eventually leads her to his non-John C. McGinley office space, where it leads her to a CRT monitor. The monitor makes it go insane! Insane! And she goes through a few more doors and a slow-mo hall up to a final exit door that leads her to the void. She's just flying through there, I guess. We got to Kane, Bubble, and a bunch of mannequins over at a nice luncheon. Oh, how have I not mentioned Kane yet? Kane is by far the most iconic digital circus character. It's definitely deserved, since he's basically just perfection, and a huge part of what makes the show work in the first place. The character design, reminiscent of a chattered teeth toy, is fantastic, and allows the character to have so much emotion while also not having a conventional face at all. What helps more is the exquisite vocal performance by Alex Rochon, who's just doing a spamton voice here.
Alright, terrible. Let's try that again!
He has a character that has some really different inspirations. And from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream was the first one. The human captive motivation of that character is a part that ended up in Kane, as he serially has people held in the circus. Gooseworks says that as part of the AM inspiration, she decided to make him like a zany version of that just doesn't take anything seriously at all. The second inspiration is the character 4 from holy BFB! Hey, watch out for November 11th. I also gotta note that 4 is also wacky and zany, just like Kane, and I'm pretty sure a bit of that might also end up in his character. Kane's Wacky Watch from the WackyWatch.com notifies him about Pomni's blank void of sheer nothingness. He captures her like really fast and takes her back to the circus. The others meet up with him and tell him that Kaufmo got distracted. It's weird he didn't possibly know about that, considering that when Kaufmo's abstraction enters the whole of abstraction, there's more in there. However, since we didn't get to know them well, and we technically never saw them, they won't be added to the list. Neither will abstracted Kaufmo, since the other abstracted characters here look to still be blinking. However, while they're still fine, relatively, Ragfa is still suffering from the consequences. A snap of the finger gets her and Pomni's hand back to normal. Turns out the exit, much like the cake, is a lie. He never finished anything beyond it. Even though, shouldn't that just send you back to the real world? Whatever. Since quote-unquote, they defeated the Glowing Queen, we're gonna be eating at the Last Supper tonight.
Made with all the love I'm legally allowed to give.
However, to Pomni, she's still emotioning nothing out. That is, until she sees the digital food, and that's when she moves her eyes down. The dramatic rendition of the main theme swells in the background, as the episode ends with a zoom in on Pomni, telling us that she's still on the verge of insanity. Oh, and a bonus title card! How many people got kicked out of this game? Let's find out and get to the numbers. Did I deadass get turned into deadass Chelsea? Man, I guess I deadass gotta do the numbers like this. I counted 6 kills in the pilot to the Amazing Digital Circus. The victims consisted of 3 digital dudes, 1 digital lady, and 2 digital unknowns. With that, our pie chart, much like our circus, has a color splash. This body count is by far the smallest of any Glitch production. In fact, it's only half of what Murder Drones Episode 4 had. With a runtime of 26 minutes, that left us with a kill on average of 4.33 minutes. I'll give Amethyst Flamethrower to Kaufmo. The abstraction of the character looks charming, threatening, and so retro at the same time. I just gotta appreciate it. Broken Pistol will go to the Toy Monkey, since we got to see the least of it. And that's it. The Amazing Digital Circus had its pilot episode first premiere in 2023. Since the release, man, it's gotten so popular. It's overtaken the record previously held by Hazbin Hotel to become the most watched pilot of an animated production on YouTube. In fact, it became so successful that it wound up co-releasing on Netflix for all the episodes going forward. I'll cover episode 2 some other time, but until then, I'm Chelsea Rose, and it's been the Parody. Thanks a lot for watching this parody. You know, I originally wanted to cover this last year, but this plans ended up falling through. Thankfully now, those plans came through and this episode is now out. Thanks for watching.